Hey there, Leo Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising. Welcome to your reading. This week we're going to take a look at what is the next best step you can take coming off of those eclipses we just had, and then that powerful potential. There's a lot of potential in that new moon that we had in Taurus. And so you have here for your overall advice is to get back to the elemental, I don't know if you can read those, and cut the cords. And cut the cords of doubt. Right? Oh my gosh, it is time for you to kind of let yourself roar. Get back to elemental. Get back to who you are. Get back to your center. Get back to the calm space within you and cut the cords of doubt. Where you have been struggling with, from all the stuff from last year that may have rattled your sense of self-confidence. It is definitely time to step back into your power, to be who you are. You guys definitely look at that. Coming off of something. Okay, wow. So many threes. So threes is definitely the Empress energy here. Oh my God, I love this. Okay, so you are definitely moving through this energy of recovery. So your next step is to, I think, almost feels like a lot of optimism for the future by believing in yourself. Your belief in yourself is what is going to move you forward. Your curiosity, the thing you're excited about, try to find the thing that you're passionate about and move in that direction. Of course, always following the joy is, it's like a chemtrail through the air, you know which way to go, right? You just follow the joy. And so here we have for your overall energy here, the Five of Shells, which is like the Five of Cups. It is a lightning bug, and it's perfect because this time of year, the lightning bugs are due out. They come out pretty much in early June here in the Northern Hemisphere, and you have hope and readjustment, okay? Hope and readjustment. So it's like the Five of Cups, only so much better. This one is hope. Have hope for the future, and you need to make some readjustments. And some of these readjustments, they require you to take a look at whatever your situation is and get back to basics on it. Whether it is a reworking of your budget or a reworking of a relationship or reworking of your closet, whatever it is that you're feeling is a little bit out of sync. There's a need to do a little bit of adjusting, and that is the first step for your plan. Your first step for your plan is to first off believe in yourself, right? Cut the cords of doubt. And then be willing to make a few small changes. They feel like small changes, but here in the energy of what is the action take, you have the Magician. So the Magician there tells me you have everything you need to make this change, to make this shift. And the magic of knowing that's, magic happens when we believe. When we believe in ourselves, right? We are the fairy dust. We are the magic wand. Our words are wands, right? What we say creates the magic around us. It is so important that we speak about ourselves with kindness and compassion and confidence, because that is what brings things in. You have cards of growth. You have cards of growth here, and you have cards of mastery. And so you are moving toward this mastery. Here in the keystone of this, the key to this, is you have the Page of Acorns, which is like the Page of Wands. It's a little monkey. He actually reminds me, though, of the flying monkeys from the Wizard of Oz. I'll show you in a second. But it's called Discovery and Enthusiasm. I mean, look at those ears. He's tuned into what's going on. He's checking things out with his tail, his hands, and his eyes. I mean, there is not any part of him that is not engaged in this thing. And so whatever it is that fires you up, whatever it is that gets you excited, that is the thing to really focus on right now. What sparks you up? Because whatever it is, you have the tools to pursue it. You have the magic within you. You have everything you need within you. And so to transform your situation, we have the Three of Cups, and it's little dolphins. And so it's called playfulness and bliss. Follow the joy. Follow the happiness. What are you curious about? What seems interesting to you? Cut the cords of doubt. Don't hold yourself back from going out and exploring new things, from trying new things, from finding the fun again in life. We all know last year was not that much fun, and Spirit knows it too. Because in the energy of information where you've been seeking, we have this Three of Swords. It's called the Three of Feathers here, and it is release and recovery. okay? Release and recovery, hope and readjustment. They are definitely encouraging you that the shift is happening, it's changing. If you can let go of a cycle, you can begin a new one. If you cut the cords of doubt, set yourself free to move forward from whatever it is that was a little discouraging. And so in the heart space, you know, you were trying to see the bigger picture. You were trying to see, and it kind of ate away at your confidence that you either couldn't see it, or you thought you saw the future, you thought you had the insight, you thought you knew the way things were going to go, and then they didn't play out the way you thought, and that has really caused a crumbling. It feels like a crumbling, an erosion of some of your confidence. So shore it back up, right? So you have here the Three of Acorns, foresight and exploration. That's kind of making you doubt. And so here there's doubt around it. And here they're saying, no, go ahead and go for it. Go ahead and do some more exploring. In the area of what has been challenging for you, it's this King of Pentacles, this King of Crystals. But it's a tiger in here, and it says courage and commitment. So either you or someone around you or something, it could have been a job or whatever, there is, it's almost though the fear is to commit to a new path or a new opportunity is what it really feels like. And one that with the King of Crystals, the King of Pentacles, with that new moon in Taurus, it's kind of that energy. Like there's almost the biggest obstacle is almost like a fear of committing to this new path that apparently has a great deal of potential, right? And something has eroded your sense of confidence in your ability to manifest and create. And so cut those cords of doubt. Cut those cords of doubt. All right, here in the area of resources, you have gratitude and fulfillment, the Nine of Shells. So you do have all the resources that you need. It may be that you don't necessarily pay attention to the fact that you have these resources. Who can help you, who has answers, who's on your side, who's on your team, who can, ask for the help you need. But this is emotional satisfaction. And the penguin here in this black and white says to bring things into balance, right? To give and receive in balance. So where you have helped others are going to be willing to help you. And it doesn't mean it's necessarily the same people. It is about the energy being in balance, right? And so sometimes we give a lot to one person, but somebody else has the resources to give to you. And over the whole thing, because we're actually all connected, right? So over the entirety of the thing, there is a balance that comes in. And so we have gratitude and fulfillment. And so in the area of resources, the more that you recognize how much abundance you have, the more abundant you feel. And the more abundant you feel, you create this magnetic force inside of you in your solar plexus that draws and attracts to you more abundance. That's the secret, right? So it is about counting your blessings, but really counting them. And doing it by noticing, oh gosh, the sun is shining today. It's so beautiful. Noticing the birds that come to the bird feeder. That really makes me so excited. I'm not supposed to have one. I am a rebel. I do what I want. Okay, so what are they going to tell me? I have to take it down? Okay. Until then, I get to enjoy it, right? And so it's about looking for the joy, looking for the happiness, enjoying your life while you can, right? Enjoying the good stuff. In the area of your heart space, this is what I'm talking about. If you can, in your heart, feel successful, you are going to be able to put that out. So you seal it into your heart, this joy and everything. And here we have that Taurus bull showing up again. And so I'm telling you that whatever it was that you planted, that seed of intention, feel it in your heart space. What will it feel like when you have that and you can see it as though you already have it? Seal it in. This is the mastery. So this is dedication and progress. It's slow moving energy, right? So really slow moving, 6.5 years till we're going to get there. Slow moving energy to really get to the development, and along the way we're going to be somewhere in 6.5 years. Why not be where you want to be in 6.5 years instead of where you are right now, wishing that you would have gotten on the trail, right? So it's progress, it's determination, it's moving forward, it's so much feeling that that's the mastery. It happens in the heart space. And of course, It is showing up for yourself every day and being determined, right? Because that's how you create your own luck. That is how you create your own luck and you get the breaks. Nobody really is an overnight success. We just never heard of them until one day we do. They're not an overnight success. They've been doing this Eight of Pentacles work all the way along the way. And so here, what is the energy you should anchor into? You've got the Eight of Shells, the quest and the renewal. This is renewing your commitment. This is having the courage. This is the regeneration of your energy, hope and readjustment, release and recovery. And here, this Eight of Shells, it is a starfish. And the thing about a starfish is they may lose a limb. Most species of starfish will regenerate a new one. So I'm going to say your species of starfish can regenerate a new one. They get what they need and they create what they need. And you have what you need to create what you need. You already have it. And so the quest here, there is a renewed sense of hope. When we decide, okay, I'm heading in this direction, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what comes next. I'm going to fire myself up and I'm going to go for it. But I'm following what feels like joy, what feels like happiness, right? Eight of Shells, that is an emotional quest. That is an emotional renewal. That is leaving behind what doesn't work to move toward what does, right? So you have the owl coming out here. I am going to actually read from the book on this one because it's the Mystical Shaman, but right away this speaks to me of knowledge and wisdom that you've gained from your experiences. That is also one of the resources on your table that you get to tap into in order to progress things forward. That is also a gift that you have. So Leo, we have Venus going to do, she's going to spend a long time in your sign. She gets there about the 5th or 6th of June. She exits your sign right around that 10:10 gateway. And in the meantime, we have the 8:8 Lions Gate that happens in your sign. And so over on Facebook, I invite you to come and join me over there because we're going to journey with Venus and we're going to do a lot of work. And part of what we're doing there, it's going to be working with the inner child to remind the inner child, this page of acorns here, to remind the inner child of our greatness and how we can do it, or anything we really want to. And I want to remind you too, even though it's an obstacle here, it is a tiger. And the thing about a tiger is it has to earn its stripes. And so all the knowledge and wisdom that you've gained along the way matters. This is also about using your intuition and following that inner compass that you have that goes on. So here we have, Owl is the master of the night. She can see the situations with perfect clarity, more so when it is dark, and is able to discern truth when others are sightless. She helps you find your light and your lightness in the darkest moments of your life, and to embrace the night as your ally. Basically, dark night of the soul. We cannot, oh my gosh, we have to go through the shadow periods so that we can truly, truly enjoy the light, right? This black and this white. You know, you can't really, it may not feel like it yet, okay? I don't know where you are on your journey, but I know that when I was going through some really, really dark times, I didn't realize until I got to the other side just how much, even before I went through the dark times, I wasn't in the light. And so it felt at times, and you may feel this way because they're showing me my journey. What my journey felt like was going through this dark tunnel, and I was crawling over what felt like shards of glass at times. It was painful. It was slow moving. It was very difficult. And sometimes I just wanted to give up. Sometimes I cried like a baby, but I kept going. And Leo, you're being encouraged to keep going, because then I started to see the light, and the light grew brighter and brighter and brighter. And so while you're here in the dark and you're struggling to see the light, if you will trust the little voice within, if you will trust this little teeny light here of the firefly, that spark of hope, and make some adjustments along the way. And if you feel like you're being tugged back into the darkness, cut the cords so that it is less of a burden for you. You will pick up speed as you go. And so the owl can bring you a message from the invisible world. She opens your ears so that you may hear the voices of the ancestors, and you may acquire the wisdom and make it your own. Look around. Do you notice every detail and find the hidden messages brought to you by the owl? Do not shoot the messenger. Be grateful to the friend who shows you what you have not wanted to see until now. Observe the facets of the diamond without judgment. Remember, the facets that you dislike are often mirrors of the parts of you that you do not want to recognize. Do not be afraid of the truth, as it will become your compass. And so that thing about the mirrors and reflecting back to you, when we are struggling, and a lot of people will be like, oh, that was such toxic energy, which I totally hate that phrase. But in those moments when it feels like that is just like the worst person or the worst situation or the worst experience, it is reflecting to you something you need to see about yourself, an area that needs either your love of self or your acceptance of self, or it's an area to promote growth and kindness and compassion in yourself, for yourself, so that you can reflect it out to others. There's always something in there, and I know that we don't like to hear we had to learn a lesson. I don't even think it's that. I think it's about growth. I think it's the opportunity to see where it was that we incarnated, that we planned to do the soul growth in this lifetime. And so it's just a part of the journey. And if you can remember that before you incarnated, you knew you were going to have these triggering moments to trigger the growth, and you signed up for this. And that has gotten me through some really tough stuff, is remembering I signed up for this. That was the plan. And so I don't like it all the time, and sometimes it's really uncomfortable. But the more I say to myself, but what did I want to grow through this experience? What was the growth? And if I can pin that down, I can move on, and then new opportunities for growth comes. We never stop. We just keep spiraling up, getting a higher vantage point. So it's not always fun. If you're one of those people that likes the roller coaster ride at the then maybe you really don't mind so much. I don't really like it. So I get it, right? But I also see how much growth comes from it. So I really want to encourage you to when you're taking time to count blessings, I want you to look at yourself and how you've grown and how you're excelling in certain areas and how you see yourself as better in some facet of that diamond of who you are, right? That you can see it's shined up probably quite a lot after what you went through last year, right? It was like going through the tumbler, polishing up the rocks, right? You're beautiful inside and out. Cut the cords that make you doubt that, all right? You guys take great care of yourselves. I'll be back here to talk about that full moon that we have coming up. Sagittarius? I think that's right. That'll be next week. I'll see you guys then. Take care.